Happy New Year's, everyone. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, Logan Paul responded to Coffeezilla's allegations on January 3rd. Now, that is perhaps the worst response in YouTube history. I can't fathom how delusional or self-centered Logan is, because threatening to sue Coffeezilla was one of the most idiotic threats I ever heard. Clearly, that video went super well for Logan, as it was disliked to hell, and he deleted it only 3 days later. I think that's a world record. Logan Paul is currently the biggest liar on the internet, hands down. First of all, let's start with your most baseless claim, which is comparing Coffeezilla to Keemstar. First of all, that is offensive to Keemstar. Second, you have no proof of that whatsoever, so you're just going after Coffeezilla's personality and character without any evidence. That is known as an ad hominem argument. Google it.
Is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance.
Second, you accused him of recording his conversation with Jeff without permission. Even then, Coffeezilla throughout his video while talking to Crypto King, for example, has shown that he asked him to say, hey, do you want it off the record or not? And he would always say no comment.
A real internet detective would not break criminal and civil laws in trying to get information, right? So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then, more like an internet criminal, post it online.
If he did that to Crypto King, then why would he not say the same thing to Jeff? That doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not a lawyer by any means, and I know that in California both parties need to consent to being recorded on the phone, but again, Coffeezilla was a reporter asking questions, so therefore you have no reason to assume privacy. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but these laws, from what I've gathered, only apply when you have an expectation of privacy. You also claim that Coffeezilla never tried reaching out to you.
Maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me, personally. Not my manager, Jeff, who is not me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series, so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly.
But he did, in fact, over a year ago, and you either ignored or forgot to respond. He still got in touch with your manager, Jeff, who gave him comically stupid answers, so why would you be any different? Let alone, he also texted your manager about speaking with you, and of course it was left on read, and he never answered his question. Now, to think if someone was famous, would you want to reach out to them directly? Well, they're likely not going to respond, so of course you're going to talk to their agent or manager, like everyone else would. Come on, Logan.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, sorry to bother you. This is Steven with Coffeezilla. I'm calling because I've heard reports that cryptozoo hasn't paid their development team, and I'm just reaching out for comment before I do this story. I got your number from one of the development team, and they just wanted to, I just want to follow up on that.
I have no comment for it.
Okay, are you guys denying it, or are you saying it's not true?
Just no comment.
You never even addressed about developers accusing your team of never paying them, so that's a good sign. You clearly have nothing to hide. Why else would Jeff refuse to comment on it when Coffeezilla called him?
The developer who stole the game code fled to Switzerland and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
Another problem in your argument, Logan, is that you're calling out Coffeezilla for interviewing like shady people or criminals. The problem is, you and your team hired convicted felons yourselves without doing any background checks, or you just didn't care. So, that's a really good defense. You can't just say, oh, why'd you interview criminals when you're the ones who hired them?
I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me. And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him.
Also, after hiring one of our most modern notorious con artists, Eddie Ibanez, you also try to call out Coffeezilla for interviewing another known scammer named Emilio, who did pump and dumps before, like your failed Dink Doink coin. Congratulations, Logan. You scammed a bunch of other scammers. Good for you. What you did is known as cherry picking, and I don't even need to explain why that argument is so flawed on so many levels. Now let's move on to your sob story about how you and Jeff and the rest of your team never sold your zoo tokens.
While myself and Jeff sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
And the reason that you and Jeff never sold your tokens is because you all try to get to a certain market cap, and I'll play the clip from Coffeezilla in a sec. But Crypto King beat you to it and sold $6 million worth of it. This project is the epitome of there is no honor among thieves, and that's the biggest reason why it failed. Looks like you and your team got scammed too, Logan.
Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial.
Act was explicitly laid out in their meeting notes with only one rule. They say, quote, no selling until $200 million market cap, and don't impact the market more than 3%, and not impact the market more than 10% in a day. And by the way, this is basically conspiracy to manipulate a market. You know, they're literally having insider rules for how to sell, but we're gonna look past that, right? Because these rules eventually kind of changed. A text from Logan's manager, Jeff Levin, came to the group chat, Zoo Founders, saying, guys, new and absolute rules. No one is to sell or transfer any zoo. Logan's gonna make the call when we can make moves. And Logan replies, your tokens do not leave your wallet. This is a game. Now, that all sounds well and good. Don't sell your tokens, but the reality was, they're just kind of trusting each other because these tokens that they're talking about, they're unlocked. They're not locked up, and they could sell it at any time.
You are a terrible liar, Logan, and you failed to take any accountability so far until today. At least you apologized to Coffeezilla and your Discord community and deleted both of your idiotic response videos, only because everyone now thinks you're a moron and you're doing it to save your career. Logan Paul is only apologizing now because Coffeezilla made a series calling him out. End of story. If you think Logan had good intentions all along, was going to start up cryptozoo again, then you're an idiot. He's only doing that because he got caught. His lawyers probably told him he doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell to win a defamation suit against Coffeezilla, so that's why he took both of his videos down. People, please, I beg you, do not put any more of your money into this farce because cryptozoo is dead. It's just a dying project. Throw it, burn it in the trash, Logan. It's done. So please do not invest any more into this and give him the time of day. And if you disagree, then I wish you the best, but try not to spend all of your money, please. And Logan, just give up on cryptozoo. Please stop and refund all of your victims. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace.